All right, it is officially happening. The San Antonio Spurs are going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2014. There is so much to appreciate about this postseason run from this team. First and foremost, it is the fact that majority of this roster, at least the guys that are on the court on a consistent basis, have not been to the NBA playoffs. Outside of De'Aaron Fox and Luke Cornett, guys like Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper and a number of others have never been to the postseason, yet they put together an amazing run and they're going to the championship, and they have a very good chance of winning it as they have home court advantage in the first two games. I will definitely say that this is one of the most, if not the most impressive playoff run of like the last 20 years or so. And now I do want to see if they win the championship to cap it all off. But regardless, watching them get to the finals with their situation and their youth and how people expected them to perform at the beginning of the season, it is flat out insane. Some people had them projected as a playoff team, but not this good, not contender level, yet they have managed to make this deep of a run and have a shot at winning their first ring in a very, very long time. I want to start and talk about Victor Wembanyama because the performance he put on in these West Finals, absolutely insane. First and foremost, the dude went head to head against the league MVP in SGA and outperformed him from start to finish, right? Like, think about that. You watch the guy win MVP when you thought you were the MVP, and you respond with a dominant performance the entire way through, not just on offense, but also on the defensive side of the floor. It is impressive. Wemby is such a unique guy because he is able to blend his dominance as an offensive player with his dominance as a defensive player. Throughout like these last couple of years, we have seen top offensive options have to sacrifice their defense a little bit to give a lot on the scoring end. Not the case for Wemby. He is able to dominate as a stopper and at the exact same time do so much as a scorer for his team. It makes him so unique to balance both of those things out. The other scary thing is we watched him grow the entirety of the series. He had a 41-point outburst in game one and still by the end of the series looked like a much better player. If you watched him, his decisiveness and shot creation ability got so much better as the games went on. And that was the biggest thing about Wemby, right? We knew he was athletic and can make these above the rim plays and can space the floor and have these raw offensive abilities, but him sharpening things up and being polished as a scorer was the biggest point of emphasis, and we saw him get better at that game in and game out throughout the course of the series. So again, you're going head to head against the guy that won the MVP award over you, and at the exact same time, you're giving so much on the defensive end and growing every single matchup as a shot creator. It is scary, and I'm going to remind you that he is only 22 years old. Then there are the other Spurs. Dylan Harper, for one, as a rookie, getting this deep in the playoffs and being so reliable as a scorer for his group is so rare. The last time I saw a rookie do something like this on this sort of stage was Jason Tatum back in like the 2018 season for the Celtics, where he averaged almost 19 points per game throughout that playoff run. But we're seeing shades of that here with Harper. Devin Vassell was great on both ends of the ball, and you have to appreciate the ability for him to morph his game, right? Earlier in his career, he was more of a top offensive option and shot creator, but when Wemby came over and other guys like Stephon Castle and Harper and De'Aaron Fox, he had to change things up and become more of an X factor, and he was doing that at a high level throughout the series. He was great with his perimeter defense and was a very reliable shot maker and shot creator. Then there's Mitch Johnson, who I thought got snubbed in the Coach of the Year race. He was third in votes, but he looked at the list, shrugged his shoulders, and led his team to the NBA Finals, a place that not a lot of people thought they would be in at the beginning of the season. He got so much out of a young group, motivated them, trusted them, and helped develop them, and to see them where they're at again, it is so impressive, and he is adding himself to the pantheon of the elite coaches throughout the NBA. Again, this is my initial reaction right out of the gate. I don't want to be hyperbolic and just say this to say it, but I do think this is one of the best playoff runs that we have ever seen, at least throughout the last 20 years, whether or not they win the NBA Finals. And on top of everything else, what you also need to remember as an NBA fan is this is just the beginning of this potential San Antonio Spurs Spurs dynasty. It's year 3 of the Wemby project, and they're already in contention for an NBA championship run.